Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, you know? Just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me. Absolutely happened to me. I had, for years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hi, I'm Ashley Flowers, and if you're like me and grew up watching America's Most Wanted and reading Nancy Drew, then hi, you're a crime junkie. And I bet that passion for solving mysteries never went away, which is why we've assembled a team of reporters to dig deep into all the cases we still obsess over. Each Monday, my best friend Britt and I will bring you a case that you won't be able to stop thinking and talking about. So join us by listening to Crime Junkie wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yeah! Choo-choo!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy, yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us. All aboard the murder train. Let's get it going away from the station. It's a crazy one as usual. You know you're getting wildness every time with the Express episode. It's an hour, and we're going to find an hour and a half story and pack it into an hour, and that's what we do here. So quickly, before we start, shutupandgivememurder.com is where you get all your tickets for live shows. Next one up with some tickets available is Chicago, August the 12th. Get in there, Chicago. Come see us. Also still available right now for the fall is Philly and Dallas and Charlotte and Atlanta. So come on out and see us, everybody. We cannot wait. The live shows have been amazing this year, so we're jacked for them. Thank you so much for doing that. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get the bonus material. All the bonus episodes. Can't get enough? Well, maybe this is your answer. We have a couple hundred back bonus episodes to binge on there that you're going to get right away. And then, of course, every other week you're going to get 2 new episodes. This week is no different. What you're going to get is for Crime and Sports, which you get access to. We are going to talk about Disco Demolition Night. When they thought it would be a good idea to blow up thousands of disco albums on a baseball field in between games of a doubleheader, and it turns out in fires and riots, shockingly enough. So we'll talk about that. And then for Small Town Murder, one of the craziest stories ever, Sherry Papini, Sherry Papini here, who faked her own kidnapping, and there's so much more to it, and we're going to talk about the main thing. Why would there's no sex, no money, there's no motive to do this?
What are you doing?
We will talk about it because we have definitely ideas and possibilities. So that's that's patreon.com/crime in sports is where you get all of that. That said, we got to get right into this.
Here we go.
No time for dillying and dallying. Except for Your Stupid Opinions, which is coming soon.
Oh, that's coming.
And it's going to be on Monday mornings. It's going to be released. Right. So we have the day, and then we'll have an exact date of release very soon. It's going to be in the next couple of weeks here. So we're jacked for it. Can't wait for that. Otherwise, let's do this. Let's get into this. We have a crazy story. I want everyone to sit back. Let's clear the lungs.
What are you building?
Let's do this right now. What are you doing right now? You building a doghouse? Having a frustrating time because the parts don't quite go together and fit the way you want them to? That's what Jimmie was doing last night. You better do them in the right order. Well, I want you to say, never mind all this. Kick your half-built doghouse over. Say, I can't do it right now. I need to do this. I need you to thrust your arms to the sky, clear the lungs, and shout, Shut up
and give me murder.
Let's do this, Jimmie. Let's go on a trip, shall we?
Yeah.
Jimmie's doghouse
Let's do
night.
that.
Oh, my goodness. Let's go on a trip. We're going to Missouri this week.
Oh.
We are going to Cameron, Missouri, which is a small town here. It's in northwest Missouri. It is 50 minutes outside of Kansas City, about a half hour away from St. Joseph's, but that's like the middle of St. Joseph's. So it's to the outskirts. It's a little closer. And this place here, the actual murder itself, the actual crime, the whole night of craziness that happened in St. Joseph, but it's all Cameron-based. It just happened to move to St. Joseph for a day. Okay. So it's Cameron is the main deal here that we'll talk about. Population here, 8,987.
Little guy.
So little town. Median income here, $45,784. That's the median household income, which is about $10,000 lower than the national average. Median home cost also very low, $202,800. So
very nice.
Low for the rest of the country here. Quick history here of the town. When the Hannibal and St. Joseph Railroad came through here, that line, by the way, one of the founders was Mark Twain's father.
Is that right?
It's the only reason we're bringing it up, really.
Mark Twain's dad ran railroads?
Was a railroad guy.
Founders.
Yeah. This was, I guess, the first to deliver the mail of the Pony Express. They proposed coming through this area, and so the line, they figured out that the line they wanted to do was too steep for the rail, so they platted a new community, which is Cameron. So that's what that was, kind of just to be near the railroad tracks is the only reason why they did it. So it was platted in 1855, named for a guy's wife. Her name was Melinda Cameron, so they called it Cameron. There you go. Some reviews of this town, because these are the most fun here. Okay, 5 stars. I love how Cameron is a small town where everyone knows each other. A lot of people love that. A lot of people love it. There are many restaurants and job opportunities. My suggestion for an addition is more shopping locations or even a mall. Oh. Wow, that's a mall,
8,000 people, you want a fucking mall?
Wow, that's a new idea, a mall. I mean, those are, no one's thought of those in a while, or even a mall. I don't know if anyone's thought of that. Here's 3 stars, a little less enthusiastic. People are okay here. Okay, that's a good start.
Okay.
They're okay. You can tell the ones that dropped out of high school because they are usually in the Walmart parking lot at 11 o'clock at night. At 11 o'clock at night. This next line's awesome, too. Diversity is not too high, but we got some different colors.
Wait a minute.
There's some.
Maybe that's why you don't have many.
Saw a couple black guys. There's an Indian feller lives over there. I saw a Chinese or whatever the hell he is. I don't know. Something over there. We got some colors.
Maybe they leave because you say things like that.
I mean, I don't know what they're. People truthfully aren't too friendly. Well, yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
Mainly you. Here's 3 stars. The prison and Walmart employs most of the people in town.
Is that right?
A lot of small towns in America, you can get a job at the prison, you can get a job at the Walmart. That's literally where the jobs are, or you can drive a distance, you know what I mean? The school employs a lot, too. We have, of course, farmers in the area. The job outlook is all right for people who don't have advanced college degrees. If you do, you're looking at driving an hour to work. With only a high school degree, I have many opportunities for a job. Like the prison or the Walmart.
Yeah, right.
You just described the only place I can work
school.
is the prison, the Walmart, or the school. It's like if you go and get yourself an advanced degree, which, by the way, I don't have, so I'm not looking down on people who don't. But it's like you go and get an advanced degree, you're going to have to drive an hour to go make that $150,000 a year. I'll stay right here and make $31,500. Thank you. Like, what a weird brag.
Save myself 2 hours a day.
The Walmart's always hiring, buddy. Like, what a strange thing to be cocky about. You know what I mean? That's the only reason I'm saying it. It's because it's an odd thing to be real chin in the air about. Huh. Yeah. Well, then.
Smug attitude about.
Weird brag. It's just a strange flex to make. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you got, a CPA?
Yeah.
Enjoy your long drive.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. I was always envious of people like, oh man, look at them with like a health insurance and stuff. Look at that.
Yeah.
So
and that long drive is probably in a pretty nice car.
Yeah. That's the other thing.
I can't go that far because my car won't make it.
Well, yeah. Because it's got an air pump that's not working quite right. All right, 3 stars here. Mm-hmm. Unless there is a prison breakout, I feel pretty safe.
Oh, my God.
This is not... See what I mean? These are brags. It's a very odd thing. The crimes around here are mostly drinking underage and with drugs. I normally see the police about when I'm out.
Okay.
So you'll see a cop car when you're out there. I see them about. Here's 3 stars again. I wouldn't live here if I had to do it all over again. This guy's reflecting. I love this. I love a reflection on a life wasted. If I had
a deathbed town review.
I wouldn't live here if I had to do it all over again. Just not my cup of tea. I would rank this place a 3 when compared to everywhere else in the country. So just as that's a real, as a general comparison, I see this area growing over the next 10 years due to the minimum and maximum prisons in the area and the quilt shop in the neighboring town that is taking over the area. A quilt shop is taking over the area? I just pictured quilt gangsters going like, we're moving in on your factory. No, we're making our thing here. No, you're not anymore. We're making quilts now, buddy. What do you think of that?
We're going to sew your kid's baby clothes into a fucking blanket. Move it.
This is quilt country now. Get your shit and go.
Quilt
Let's go.
country.
This is quilt country. Take a fucking hike. Okay. Wow. This place is crazy already. 2 stars here for the next. We only have 2 very quick ones left here. 2 stars. Only restaurants and stores for young people.
Oh.
That's it. Only restaurant. What is a restaurant for young people?
I don't know.
Serving that young food.
Yeah.
Nothing soft. Nothing soft. You know, everything there's got a crunch to it.
Crunch.
Can't. It's for young people, not for my dentures.
Crispy motherfucker.
Crispy. I don't like it. 3 stars.
Yeah.
Average at best. Barely any selection at night.
Okay.
Selection of what? Poon? What are we talking about here? Yeah. Fast food? What are we getting at? Yeah. More specifics, please. Things to do. Of course, because it's a small town. Freedom Festival, of course.
It is. Yeah.
Every town has a Freedom Festival. July 4th, come join us in celebrating our nation's freedom at the old schoolhouse in Cameron. There will be, we will be popping some if your favorite this is what it says from their website. We will be popping some if your favorite flavors and have them for sale. I think that's supposed to be of. Yeah. An awesome.
Some of your favorite. What does that mean?
I don't know. An awesome time of fun, fellowship, food, and of course popcorn.
Why's it got to be fellowship?
They got to throw that in there.
I don't want that part.
But there'll be a car show, and then this year there's going to be they're adding a all capital letters, 3 exclamation points carnival.
Hey,
There's going to be a carnival. Yes, and you can purchase tickets and get unlimited rides in a 4-hour slot. And then Elton Dan and the Rocket Band will be there. So
Elton Dan?
Elton Dan and the Rocket Band.
Yeah.
Rocket
It's all Elton
Band.
John
Yeah,
covers.
Elton Dan and the
Elton
Rocket
Dan.
Band. Yeah, that's it.
I hate it already.
I was like, oh no. And then finally, Cameron March Fest.
Okay.
Which is it's not Oktoberfest in March. It's about marching. It's a marching festival about marching bands.
Oh.
That's what it is. I was like,
worse.
That
Way
sounds
worse.
terrible. Okay. That said, let's talk about a murder. Now that
Let's do it.
we've figured out where we are and what a weird place we're in here. Let's go back in time a little bit here. Time machine time. We have to go back a little bit to 1986. So we're going to go back. The town's about half the size, by the way, Cameron, back then.
Yeah.
Everything's, about 4,000. St. Joseph, where the whole thing ends up culminating, that's about a 70,000 person town.
Okay.
So it's a bigger town, but it's not the city exactly. So it's kind of the next step. It's like Cameron, then you go there, and then there's Kansas City. So first off, let's talk about a gentleman. I use that term loosely. Lonnie Eugene Wolford.
Yeah.
Guys
named Lonnie are fucking scary.
Trouble. Always trouble.
Yeah.
Guy named
Every
Lonnie.
time.
Lonnie. Lonnie's always trouble. Lonnie.
Scary man. Yeah.
Lonnie has a big mountain man beard and a big bushy head of curly hair, and he's a big heavy set guy.
Oh,
He's a big. He just looks like he crawled out of a cave, and you're like, "Are you okay?
Yeah.
Was it all winter? Okay, all winter, huh? Wow." Lonnie Eugene Wolford, Wolford, 35 years old in 1986. He's got a wife somehow named Debbie Wolford. Okay. So old Debbie Debs here. Now, Lonnie and Debbie. Lonnie is a self-employed roofer. So I don't know what that means.
It means nobody else will hire me, and I'm good at this, so I'm doing it.
Yeah. I don't know if he's got like a company or if he knocks on people's doors and he's like, after he put a hole in someone's roof and he's like, got a hole in your roof, I could fix it though.
Goes up there and cuts shit out and goes, I think it's pretty bad.
It looks bad. I wouldn't want it to rain, and if that was my house, I'll tell you what. So
it may have lasted through the last rain, but it ain't gonna last through the next one. I can guarantee it.
Coming up on the porch looking like a fucking hibernating bear. Hi. They have 2 children, Deborah and Lonnie. In 1986, they are 5 and 2 years old. So small children.
Yeah, babies.
They've been having marital problems.
As you do.
As one has want to do. They've been having issues. The main issue come 1986 is that Debbie is into another guy. That's their main That's their main marital issue is she'd like to have sex with someone else and Lonnie would not like her to. That's their main source of beef.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is, that's an understandable beef. I get that one.
Yeah. I see both sides of it. Yeah.
That's fair. Now, the guy she likes is, Jesus Christ, this guy sounds like a race car driver, Ricky Lee Blair.
Hell yeah.
Ricky Lee. Hey, Ricky Lee, Lonnie's calling. Jesus Christ, get in here. So Ricky Lee Blair, he's 30 years old, and this is causing a lot of strife, and in early February, it all kind of comes to a head with all of this, and Lonnie and Debbie will end up in a custody battle. And
oh, God.
Lonnie is, of course, enraged by the relationship with Ricky Lee Blair and all this type of shit. Ricky Lee, by the way, used to work for Lonnie doing roofing.
Oh.
So Ricky Lee is a former employee who's now banging Lonnie's wife.
And 5 years younger.
So he hates Ricky Lee, as you might imagine. He really doesn't like Ricky Lee. That's a big problem. So February 3rd, 1986. This is when things start to really bubble up here. Lonnie starts going off on a tirade, about this one and that one and you and Ricky and you sons of bitches and all this shit. So she pulls a Donnie Brasco here and puts a tape recorder on in the room to tape this tirade for posterity here, okay? So in this, he goes off on a whole thing, threatening to kill Ricky, threatening to kill Debbie.
Really?
Lonnie wants to kill everybody. You son bitch, no good motherfuckers. It's a lot.
I'm going to put sugar in that number 27 Old Spice Ricky Lake.
See what he thinks of that, huh? He ain't never going to win Talladega now. So he said that he threatened to kill if you guys keep fucking, I'm going to kill everybody, obviously. But, So during this conversation, Lonnie tells Debbie, here's a quote from it, quote, "I'm not going to let you see Rick Blair in my house. There's no way. I'll kill you first."
Okay.
He said, "You can tell your lawyer that, but there's no way you can prove it." And I'm serious.
Except for the fact that I'm saying this into a recording.
If you had like a tape recording or something, that'd be different, but you don't. Take that, bitch. That's right.
He said you can't prove it.
You can tell your lawyer, but there's no way you can prove it. And then he went on just so it's not just I'm talking off the top of my head, and I'm serious. He added, "and I'm serious," just to let you know this is not just me blowing off steam. I'm not just venting right now. I am thirsty for blood. Like, what else could you say that would make it worse?
Give your social security number, today's date.
This is Lonnie Eugene Wolford, W-O-L. And I mean what I
I'll kill
say.
you if my name ain't Lonnie Wolford.
Lonnie Eugene Wolford, 1242 Willow Avenue. Fuck is happening? So he says that when Debbie ends up asking Lonnie, what's going to happen if I see him after we're divorced then? Obviously we're still married, but what about after we're divorced? She's obviously baiting him for the answers here.
It's fantastic.
He then says, quote, "What will happen to you, dearie?" Dearie.
Okay,
oh boy, he's gone that. When an angry person who's threatening to kill in one breath then starts doing pet names in the next one, I've seen a lot of movies. You're in trouble at that point.
That's going to be a bloodbath.
You're in trouble. Yeah, listen, my little pal. Oh no, this isn't good. He says, "What will happen to you, dearie? I'll blow your motherfucking brains out. That's what'll happen to you." Well then, okay, all righty then. That's wow.
Lonnie.
I mean, at least he's clear and, we know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's not being
fucking brains
not being opaque or anything here.
Did he say motherfucking brains?
I'll blow your motherfucking brains out is the exact quote. That's what will happen to you. I'm not going to. What do you think? I'm going to add curses to the guy's shit? No.
Motherfucking brains.
I'll blow your motherfucking brains out. That's what'll happen to you. And him too, he says.
Oh, God damn it.
Goes on. Well, let's start from the beginning. What will happen to you, dearie? I'll blow your motherfucking brains out. That's what'll happen to you. And him too. And me too.
Oh, shit.
We'll all three go together. And don't think I wouldn't do it, because I would. My kids are taken away. I don't got nothing to live for anyway.
Oh, my God.
Okay, that is a terrifying paragraph.
Yeah.
That's
a hell of a threat.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, that's not, well, I won't even get caught. That's, don't care about it, because my brains will be right next to yours on the fucking wall. We'll all go together. And he starts skipping away. You're like, whoa.
I'll make a sludge on this drywall, all three of us.
All three of us, goddammit. I'll spell out our motherfucking names.
He said, "Motherfucker." When a white trash hillbilly says, "I'll blow your motherfucking," you better believe him.
And he keeps saying too, "And don't think I wouldn't do it, because I would." That's like before, and I'm serious. I don't got nothing to live for anyway. So the man don't got nothing to live for. You can't mess with him at this point. He's very fragile.
She got that on a TDK.
It's not over. There's more. He's got maybe his best line of the entire tape coming up here.
He's going to trump that?
Oh, he's going way overboard here. He says, wow. So then he says, yeah, and I don't want Ricky in my house, quote, or any other scurvy motherfucker like that. Scurvy motherfucker like that. And I don't want him to be around my children. And if they are, I'll, quote, take that nice little 12 gauge of mine and blow your face from here to kingdom come. Holy shit, sir. Wow,
well
that
done.
is quite the speech, sir. You have really incriminated yourself deeply and highly.
You better pray to motherfucking God that nothing ever happens to her, because you are number one, sir.
Wow. He threatened to kill her like 3 times in there. Kill you first. I'll kill him, you and him, and
Anybody,
me too.
really?
I'll kill
Anybody
any other
with a
scurvy
swinging dick that
motherfucker.
walks in here. Yeah.
Any scurvy motherfucker with a swinging dick is taking something from my nice little 12 gauge. And then I'll blow your face from here to Kingdom Come, which is...
Well, that's just open date.
Open-ended.
Wherever it ends. Yeah.
You know that infinity sign? That over your face. That is a lot. This is scary, okay? Let's be honest.
That's terrifying.
We're laughing, but I mean, if you're in a trailer with this guy and he's fucking screaming it, there's a reason the tape recorder's going. So 4 days later, Debbie leaves for good.
Okay, she's gone.
Takes the kids, leaves him, gets out of the house for good reason, clearly.
Yeah.
Fucking Ricky Lee or not, when someone threatens to kill you 3 times in 2 minutes, that's enough, I think. It's time to go. So
and basically, anybody else, if you stop seeing Ricky, anybody else you start dating is in danger too.
They're going to be a scurvy motherfucker, and it's over. So it's crazy. So she moved back. Now as soon as she leaves, he's pleading with her to come back the whole time.
Yeah,
come back. I won't blow your face from here to Kingdom Come. I promise. She goes to a shelter at first, to a women's shelter.
Wow.
With the kids. She went to the St. Joseph shelter for abused women with her 2 children. She never told Lonnie where she was, and she said she told everybody there, the counselors and stuff, that she never wanted to get back with him, and he keeps trying to find her, and she's hiding. She's in hiding, basically.
Right.
So she moves in with a friend, and Ricky.
Oh, Ricky's there too.
Ricky's there too. There's a woman named Marcia Sherrill who met Deborah at the shelter and invited her and Ricky Lee Blair to live at her home for about a month till they can figure out a transition to somewhere else. So she said, though, that Debbie and Ricky Lee smoked pot the whole time and were loudly sexually intimate while they were in the house. Stinking her house up like weed, and there's just what is that? And then you just hear, "Oh, Ricky Lee, give me it! Oh, more!" It's too much. She can't take it.
Is that weed or pussy I smell?
What is? Oh, it's both. Jesus, it's a man named Ricky Lee's stinky taint section. It's a stinky underball. So she said that's what happened, and she also said that Ricky Lee spanked both the kids as well.
Deborah's kids?
Yeah, hitting somebody else's kids.
Somebody else's house?
In someone else. How presumptuous are you? You're not only living in someone else's house that you're not paying for, but then you're hitting someone else's kids too? I don't care. It's all mine.
Corporal punishment of somebody else's children in somebody else's house.
Houses, Ricky. Kids. Jesus, I don't care.
You're not okay, Ricky.
She also said that, this is the lady here, the Marcia lady. She also said that Ricky would look at the 2 children and scowl at them, quote, with a hateful look in his face.
Yeah, he just wants to bang your mother, and you're in the way. Didn't
realize whenever we would hook up before, the kids never came. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is a different relationship now.
I got these kids here.
They also said that Mrs. Sherrill here, Marcia, said that Ricky Lee and Debbie also made the kids sleep on the floor outside their bedroom while they slept together in the bed.
Oh, my God.
Outside the bedroom like dogs. She said that she told Debbie that I guess this Mrs. Sherrill then went out of town and said, when I get back, I don't want you guys to kind of be there.
I'd like to show up to an empty house.
Yeah, and they also, this lady, Marcia Sherrill, also said that Debbie and Ricky Lee Blair removed Lonnie's computer from his house along with her personal belongings. When she went to get the rest of her shit, she also took his computer and was telling everybody that, look, I got his computer too. So
Deborah's a pain in the ass too.
This is just a trash mess is what's happening right now. This whole thing
toxic. It's shit, man. It's a terrible relationship.
All these relationships are terrible. We need to, this is like a redeal. Like when everybody goes, these are all terrible hands. Shuffle it back up again. Shuffle it back up.
I got nothing. You got anything? Nothing? In the interest of everybody having a fair hand, let's do this again.
So someone doesn't win with a pair of threes. Let's just reshuffle. This is stupid. What are we doing here? Why are we torturing ourselves?
The bummer is that there's children involved in this, and that's
small
ones
up, too.
Man. These poor children don't have a chance at this point.
No. So they end up moving into a trailer. Debbie, Ricky Lee, and the kids move into a trailer in St. Joseph.
That's a start.
Okay. Now, she's living there, and he keeps trying to get a hold of them. Lonnie keeps trying to get a hold of her, wants her to come home. Yeah. Bring the kids and come home. I won't blow your face from here to Kingdom Come, I promise. Now, I got a little carried away there.
Wait till he hears about where she's been.
No shit, right? This is in the Camino Trailer Court they move into. It is a mobile home park in the 300 block of Highland Meadows. She said that her husband, also Lonnie, attempted to visit her at her workplace in Cameron, because she still works. Everything happens in Cameron, then they just go sleep at this trailer. On several occasions from February.
He's coming to her job.
Yeah, March. All through March and the first week of April, he's coming to her job, showing up, and all this type of shit. She had to meet up with him at one point to pick up income tax statements at his house because I guess her W-2s got sent to the old address, to that address that her employer had. So she said that at this point he told her, "I know where you live now."
Oh boy.
She's like, oh, that's not good, because she's trying to hide that from him. She told her friend that she quote, "I was scared," is what she told her friend when he said that. Like, oh, no, what are you going to do? I'm sure she was clicking a tape recorder on if she was smart. So
can you say that again? I didn't have this point.
Hold on, one more. What was that now? My hearing in my left ear has been not great. April 10th, 1986. Now, the kids are with Deborah's parents in Iowa.
Okay.
They're spending a little time there for some reason.
That's nice.
I guess, doing some shucking. I don't know.
Mom's banging super loud in a trailer. Let's get the kids out of here for a bit. Let's
get the kids in Iowa. Yeah, it's a little safer. So I guess Debbie hears a knocking at the door of the trailer. And you don't only hear a knocking at the door of a trailer.
You feel that.
You feel the knocking at the door of a trailer in the floor.
Yeah.
I've been in a trailer and heard knocking. She answered the door, and who is standing there but Lonnie filling up the doorway?
Yeah.
He's there. He wanted to come in and speak with her and Ricky Lee. Have a little sit-down powwow chit-chat over here. Let's talk. Well, I don't know. He wanted to do that, and Debbie said that, well, Ricky's asleep, so I'll come outside and we'll talk outside, me and you, okay? Yeah. Like, let's do this outside, in public, in front of other people.
Yeah.
In the trailer court where everyone's watching. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely. These people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News & World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. The most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sonobello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sonobello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently wherever your problem areas are. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sonobello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So he said he apparently didn't like that plan because he decided instead to push his way into the door. Which
there's a vulnerable man in here? I'll be inside.
Oh, he's sleeping? Hold on. She noticed that his left hand was behind his back at this point.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so she reached behind his back and felt what she believed to be a gun. She said it felt cold and like steel. So that's
what they feel like?
Yeah, they feel like that feels gunny, I guess.
Yeah.
So at that point, I guess, cat's out of the bag anyway, so you might as well take the 12 gauge out of the pants once the cat's out of the bag.
Oh, my God.
So he pulls out a sawed-off 12 gauge shotgun out of his pants like a psychopath and pointed it in Debbie's face.
Uh-huh.
Both barrels right in her face.
Here comes Kingdom Come.
I've told you. She attempted to wrestle it away from him.
Jesus,
she grabbed onto the barrel.
Yeah.
This is a hardy trailer, people. You point a gun at them, they're going to go for the barrel. Like that's.
We will try to disarm this. Yeah.
Yeah. So she does this. She's trying to wrestle it away from him, and they both fall to the floor. Both Debbie.
She's tough.
Oh, she's tough. Yeah, no, she's tough.
Jesus.
Debbie's not a pushover here. So when she grabbed the gun, he is hitting her while this is happening, trying to punch her off the gun, basically.
Yeah.
This whole time, she's screaming for Rick. Ricky's on the couch asleep, right in this room.
Oh, he's not even in the bed.
Not even in the bed. He's on the couch.
He's right there.
4 feet away from here.
He sleeps better than I do.
How does the knocking on a trailer door not wake you up in a living room?
Well,
It is that soft door, though.
It contributes to the dream. In the dream, now it starts raining because there's thunder.
Oh, here we go. Oh, boy, this is going to be good. In the dream, he's like chasing a tornado. So they fall to the floor, and she's screaming, Ricky, you've got to get up. You got to get out of here. He's got a gun. He's got a gun. This is while she's holding the barrel, and she's screaming this while Lonnie's punching her, by the way. Ricky, pow! This is ridiculous. This is terrifying. So she's yelling this. Ricky, bleary-eyed, wakes up on the couch, looks over, and he doesn't say a word because he's asleep.
Yeah.
He just gets up, starts across the living room like, oh, let me wrestle my girlfriend's husband off of her with a shotgun. All right, this is what you do on a Saturday night. Like, just goes over there. And during all of this, I guess Lonnie got to his feet and got at least one of his hands on the gun. And from what he said, quote, gave it a great big jerk.
Okay.
Like he's saying to get it away from Debbie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yanked it.
Debbie hears the gunshot, hears the blast, a sawed-off 12 gauge in a trailer, first of all, is
inches
loud.
Away from your face.
Oh, so loud. That is the loudest thing ever. So she hears that. She sees Ricky Lee stagger toward Lonnie and sees Lonnie take Ricky Lee's hand and push him aside, causing him to fall. He just kind of shoves Ricky Lee over, and Ricky Lee falls into the kitchen.
He's taking a shot.
Yeah. So then Debbie was watching this whole mess. Ricky Lee is holding his hands up at about shoulder height and positioned about a foot away from the barrel of the shotgun when he was shot. So he was like coming at him like Frankenstein, like with the shoulder out, and he just got
a sleeping man would.
Like he's like a cartoon sleepwalk.
Right.
Like, I don't know where I'm going. I put my hands out in front of me. And he shoots him from a foot away with a sawed-off 12 gauge, which, as you can imagine, does some serious fucking damage here. Massive shotgun wounds to the chest and neck that kill him pretty fast. When he was still coming, it was just on instinct. He got shoved over. That was it.
That's just the rest of the blood that's still in your veins as it pumps out.
That's it. Extra 2 steps. So after hearing this and seeing Ricky Lee fall, obviously Debbie's like, holy shit. So she grabs the gun again. And this time, I guess because he's like kind of admiring his handiwork, she like pulls the gun away from him and gets the hold of the shotgun. And Lonnie then tells Debbie, quote, "He's dead and you're going to be next."
Oh, boy. How are you going to do that?
Yeah, you have the shotgun. That's a ballsy move. Wow, okay. Shotguns, no one's afraid of a shotgun here. I feel like there's not enough respect given to a 12 gauge in a small area, I feel like, right?
With a shortened barrel, for Christ's sake. That's a lot of spread right now.
No matter where you are in this room, I'm hitting you with something, is what that means. She then lifts the gun and points it at Lonnie.
Yeah.
And says, "What now, motherfucker?" And pulls that trigger. And it's jammed.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Oh, my God.
Nothing happens. Now she's like,
oh, no.
Uh-oh, this isn't good. Yeah. I already gave my cool line and everything. Shit, this is, Schwarzenegger points a bazooka at someone and says, so some shit you can barely understand. And then it doesn't work. That's not as cool of a scene. He's got to throw that shit down and run now. Take two. So she then runs down the hallway into the bathroom and shuts the door. Now, an interior trailer door is not the most sturdy thing.
That is not a fortified room.
No. She shuts the door. She throws the gun underneath the bathroom vanity there, just like kind of under the sink there. He obviously just knocks the door down like it's made of balsa wood, because it is. He grabs her by the hair. Lonnie grabs Debbie by the hair and begins hitting her head and banging her head against his knees. Like he's holding his knee up and just banging her head against his knee, smashing her head against his knee as hard as he can and trying to just beat her because he doesn't have a gun to shoot her with.
Right.
She's tough. This Debbie is a survivor, man. She's trying to be anyway. She struggles free from his grasp, which is impressive that she can get free from this, and runs down the hallway with him stumbling after her.
She got out of the bathroom.
Somehow got around him, over him out of the bathroom because he was between her and the door.
Right.
Gets over it, stumbles to the living room, bursts out the front trailer door.
Yeah.
Okay? This isn't over.
Oh, my God.
She bursts out the front trailer door and runs next door to the trailer next door and bangs on their door. Yeah. Okay? But answering the door is Richard G. Anderson here, the next door neighbor. He and his wife are sitting there like, what's going on here? They heard the knocks and screaming. Let me in. They go, holy shit, open the door. And they said that they could hear her screaming, "My God, you killed him. My God, you killed him," outside. They could hear that. They're like, what the fuck? They said when she popped up at the door, she looked scared to death.
I'm sure.
I bet she probably has some blood on her, too.
I hope Rich answered that door with a gun.
Yeah, oh, God. So they let her in, and she runs all the way to the back of their trailer into their children's bedroom, closes the door, and crawls underneath the kid's bed.
Not a bad hiding spot.
Not bad. I mean, as good as you're going to get in this situation. It's better than running down the middle of the street with a guy bucking a shotgun at you behind you, I would say.
Honestly,
They heard at that point, they had already called 911, the Andersons next door.
Because they heard the shotgun.
They heard a shotgun, then they heard, "My God, you killed him." So they went, we should probably call somebody, right? I think that's the time. I think I'll let the gunshot go, but "My God, you killed him," I feel like I should call.
Yeah.
So they had already called. So a couple minutes later now, this is a couple minutes later, she's under the bed. They're sitting there. This is like, there's quiet. Imagine that you could probably hear the tick of the clock, like, what's going to happen now? Out of nowhere, Mrs. Anderson, next door, hears a big thud, is how she describes it, and the trailer door just swings open. Like an Old West saloon door. Yeah, like an Old West saloon door. He
just sledgehammered it with his fist, and the door just was like, I can't stop this.
And I picture him looking like dude from Raising Arizona that's chasing Nicolas Cage the whole time, like with a sawed-off shotgun in his hand and everything.
Baby shoes dangling from his chest.
Just smoke rising behind him while he's framed in the trailer door.
Yeah.
Yeah, the baby thing's in his chest. So it just swings open, and he walks through the door, Lonnie. Okay? Mr. Anderson grabs the phone again. He's like, I don't know where the fuck that cop is, but they should probably hurry because he's here. At this point, Jesus Christ, Lonnie pulls out a big buck knife.
He doesn't have the shotgun anymore? He just left it there.
I guess he couldn't find it under the vanity. It's a trailer bathroom. There's not many places to hide it. At one point, you know At one point, you know he said, that bitch flushed it. At one point, that thought went through his head. For at least 1 second, he said, she flushed that goddamn shotgun. You know it did.
She flushed my Winchester.
And then he went, no, that wouldn't happen.
Oh, that doesn't fit.
Well, there's the P-trap and that ain't gonna. Okay. So, wow. That is fucking amazing. Anyway, he's got a buck knife now.
How big is this knife? Is it a folding knife?
It's a fucking buck knife. He's got like a Rambo knife. He's got like a big knife in his hand, like a scary psychopath who's broken into your trailer. Right. And he demands to know, where's Debbie? Yeah. Where's Debbie hiding? Now, Mrs. Anderson, who could very easily go, last door on the left under the third. Like, fucking, I am minding my own. I called the cops, so I don't know what else you want from me.
Under the kid's bed. She's back there.
She said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about, what you're talking about, enjoying a nice evening with my husband. Mm-hmm. You need to get out of my trailer.
Right.
Get out. And she also said, I've already called the cops. So when she says, I've already called the cops, Lonnie grabs the phone and yanks it off the wall, an old wall model one, yanks the phone off the wall and said he didn't care. I don't care, and threw the phone on the floor. Then, holding the big buck knife, he just turns to Mr. Anderson, Richard, who has not said shit or shinola to him at all,
right,
and says, quote, buddy, you're dead.
Oh, my God.
And then starts hacking at him with a buck knife.
He got him.
Oh, he starts attacking him. He goes after him. He starts to attack him with the knife. Mr. Anderson, so he defending himself while he's been stabbed 3 times in the back. He got him 3 times in the back with this buck knife, and Richard Anderson is like, oh, shit, and grabs a beer bottle off the coffee table and starts fucking swinging it at him, just swinging a beer bottle, just trying to use something as a weapon, trying to hit the knife out of his hand, smash him in the head with the bottle, do something. He's bleeding profusely from his back. He's been stabbed 3 times. He then picks up the fucking coffee table and uses it, just the coffee table, and uses it as a ram, like he's trying to tame a lion. He just attacks him with like a SORT member at prison with a big shield, just running into a cell. That's what he does basically, and smashes him with the coffee table and knocks him down.
Good.
So now he's got the knife. He's on the ground.
But that effort is pushing fountains of blood out of his back.
Oh, he's bleeding like crazy. Like crazy. So Mr. Anderson then jumps over Lonnie and runs to the back bedroom where his wife had long since taken off to and hid. Yeah. So both the women are in different bedrooms. Closes the door and leans up against it to prevent him from entering. Okay? Lonnie tries to break the door down. Yeah. He's bashing the door going, I'm going to kill you motherfuckers. I'm going to kill you motherfuckers. And the door's moving. Just at that moment, they hear sirens come in the distance. And you hear Lonnie go, oh, shit. And he, bang, 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 bang. They hear him running out of the trailer. Takes off. Holy shit is all I have to say about that.
What a nightmare.
What a fucking nightmare. So the police officers that are coming here, Steve Gum is one of them, with 2 M's, double M Gum. He said that he saw a blue pickup truck spotted leaving the Highland Meadows trailer park the wrong direction on a one-way street. As his squad, that's probably him peeling out, shouting fucking threats out the window. Yeah, shotgun blast as he goes, boom, boom. And he said there was him and another squad car entering the area. Another police lieutenant said he was a passenger in the squad car that almost collided head-on with this pickup truck as it was leaving about 9 p.m. on April 10th. He said the truck had the license plate that they end up stopping him later. They end up pulling him over in town here, or far away, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and not in town. And the officer said he found a knife on him when he's arrested about 9:45 that night. So he was taken into custody. Later on, when the cops were asked about his demeanor, they said that he seemed fairly calm. He wasn't really that upset. The other cop said, I would describe it as cool and quiet and reserved.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's like, well, did it. Like,
and really, he didn't do anything yet. You know, he didn't get any of his plan done.
Nope, he did kill Ricky. He got that done.
Just Ricky. Yeah.
Ricky's dead. Ricky's dead. Mr. Anderson is stabbed. Richard Anderson stabbed 3 times in the shoulder and chest, taken to the hospital where he was in intensive care for treatment of his injuries, which included a collapsed lung. So he could have very easily died from his injuries.
Easy, yeah.
And that's
he survived, huh?
Yeah, definitely an attempted murder on that one, I would say. Mm-hmm. So Debbie survives this whole mess somehow.
Wow.
Which is wild. She crawled out when she heard the sirens and heard him running off. She crawled out from under the bed and was like, are we okay? She said, quote, the thing that made me terrified was the look in his eyes. And the shotgun in his hand probably would help too. She said, I'd seen that look before. It was a cold, menacing look. When I opened the door, I knew I was in trouble. I knew he had a weapon. I'd seen that look before. So, yeah. She said, Lonnie grabbed the gun free, rose up, turned, and fired the gun, talking about it, Rick. She said when she heard Rick hit the floor, Lonnie said, he's dead and you're next. So that's her statement here. It's pretty damning to leave multiple live witnesses on a murder scene isn't the best strategy. So the police here, they said they found Ricky Lee's body, Ricky Lee Blair, in a pool of blood in the trailer. The stock of the shotgun was found lying nearby, and the gun itself was under the bathroom sink.
Oh, so broke in half.
It got broken during the struggle as well. So they found that. So he never found it under the sink, apparently.
Right.
He just didn't have time. So he probably looked for a second, said, oh, shit, did she flush it? And then just ran over there to stab her to death. Ceiling tiles were removed because they contained several pellet holes.
Wow.
So, yeah, and no fingerprints were taken at the scene.
Really?
Imagine having a big, crazy murder scene and going, I mean, we don't need fingerprints, right? No,
it should be good. We know he was here, so
I mean,
it's fine.
We're good, right? I think, that's fine. Even though it's a place he doesn't live, and if he was here at all, it would only be to murder people. Yeah,
right.
Well, you know what? We don't need evidence. That's fine. Now, they sit him down and they go, pray tell, what the fuck were you doing?
Hi, Lonnie. First question is, what the fuck?
What the fuck? He said that, he's been upset. No shit. He said he couldn't eat or sleep as a result of the breakup of his marriage. So he said he took the shotgun with him when he walked through the door of the trailer only because he believed Ricky Blair had, quote, forced his way into the trailer and really knocked the heck out of Debbie.
Okay.
So now when he gets there and finds the man sleeping on the couch and her not knocked the heck out of.
And a door very securely fastened where he did not break it down.
Yeah. He said she got all hysterical when she noticed the gun.
Weird. Huh?
Weird. Your ex-husband, who you don't want him to know your address, tells you, I know your address now, and has threatened to murder you with a shotgun many times in the past, including on a recorded tape. And he comes over with a shotgun, and you're scared. Super weird.
It's the only two things I need to know. You're right here, and you're holding the shotgun. That's it.
You flighty bitch. What the fuck, man?
Why are you jumping to conclusions, Debbie?
He said she got all freaked out for no reason, tried to wrestle the gun away from me, and it accidentally went off.
That is a fascinating story.
He said he gave the gun a quick jerk while his wife had her hand on the trigger. So technically she killed him.
She did it.
Yeah. That's literally what he said. So he said, I don't know why. He said he's not sure why he entered the Andersons' trailer next door, but he said at the time he just had to find Debbie. That's all he was trying to do. He said that Robert Anderson, quote, or I thought it was Richard. I guess it's Robert. I guess it's Robert. In the court documents, it's Robert. In a newspaper, it's Richard. So I don't know.
Okay.
R. Anderson, he says, hauled off and hit him with his fist. And he said,
in my house.
Yeah, he said, I hit him back. Well, you busted in his living room. He should have hit you with more than a fist. You're lucky he didn't shoot you. So
he stabbed the man.
Then he said he hit him. So, Lonnie said, I hit him back. And then we started struggling on the floor. And I said, well, I can't wrestle around here. I'll just stab him. So he said, I stabbed him because he wouldn't let me go. I mean, Jesus. Anybody in my position would have done the same thing if you've broken into someone's house. He said that he doesn't even actually remember stabbing Anderson, but that, quote, I must have stabbed him.
Yeah.
You know, because you said
stabbed.
I did, and he stabbed. So they tell him he can't have a public defender.
Really?
And he's pissed off. Apparently there's a rule here that is, I guess, his income and assets exceed the maximum established by the State Public Defenders Commission. They said that Wolford also had equity in real estate in excess of 20% of its fair market value and $1,000 or more in assets. So he can hire an attorney. Like you can hire an attorney with $1,000 and 20% of a rural Missouri property.
Evidently, the lawyers in rural Missouri are very low paid.
Wow, that is not for murder. For a murder trial, you can hire them for that. So he is definitely going to be charged with felony assault, murder. He's going to be charged with felony burglary for illegally entering the
some of the most serious charges on earth, and he's got to get a pay lawyer.
He needs it, yeah. So he eventually does get a public defender, a guy named Dan Radke, and he says, my client will plead guilty based on mental disease or defect. He's crazy. Crazy time. And the prosecutor said that he will not be asking for the death penalty.
Well, really?
I don't know why, but he's not going to ask for the death penalty, he said right off the bat. Not sure why. It seems like he's got a felony burglary and a murder together in the same.
And a tape showing premeditation.
He seems like he has a lot, but I'm not sure here. So during a preliminary hearing, the defense attorney attempted to get the witnesses to say that anytime they talked about Lonnie, any witness, he would try to get them to say that Lonnie was acting crazy and unusual.
Yeah.
He was acting crazy, right? And none of them would do it. They would all go, no, not really. He was kind of normal. Like, yeah, but he's real unusual, right? And they're like, no, he seemed like
pretty
Lonnie.
usual.
Yeah. Mrs. Anderson, next door, the trailer, said he was calm, cool, and collected, and he acted like he didn't care when I told him the police had been called. He actually said, I don't care. Right. I think he knew exactly what he was doing, is what she said. So during the trial, charged with first-degree murder, first-degree burglary, and assault, and first-degree assault. So he's got a lot going on. It's a 10-woman, 2-man jury on this one here. During the openings, the public defender here, oh my God, he said that we will show evidence that Wolford's wife destroyed Lonnie's life by having a filthy, dirty affair with Ricky Lee Blair and allowing their 2 children to be abused by Blair for no reason. He said, quote, I expect evidence to show Lonnie's world was truly beginning to shatter. Lonnie was becoming very confused and distraught. So that's his whole thing. He's also going to say that he said that, listen, he went over there to help her. That's the thing. Lonnie went to help Debbie because he said that Debbie called her to tell him that Ricky Lee had beat her up. Okay. So when he got to the trailer, then he found Ricky Lee sitting on the couch, and he said that, you know, he took the only reason he had the shotgun, he said he normally keeps it in his car. Who doesn't keep a sawed-off in the car? He said, but, you know, he took it with him only because he feared his wife was in danger getting beat up by this, you know, crazy race car driver. So he said that he found his wife at the door and struggled to take the gun away, and it was actually her that pulled the trigger, and, you know, it's all good. So
that's the story.
That's the story. He came over to protect her because basically it's Debbie used him as like a tool, like come over here and then you hold the shotgun while I pull the trigger type of thing. Like it was all Debbie setting him up type of thing. That's the defense, which is not a good defense at all.
No.
So they also have the tape recorded threat that they play in court, which jurors, the newspaper article was talking about jurors' eyes were like saucers when that, like, holy shit, this is crazy. Hearing his voice say these things. Like, you can have witnesses go, he said this and he said that, but to have his voice go, I'll kill us all. I don't give a fuck. Any scurvy motherfucker come in this house, I'll blow his face off.
We'll all go together.
We'll all go together. A forensic chemist testified that the human blood was found on the windbreaker worn by Lonnie. In addition, the Missouri Highway Patrol chemist told the jury that testimony that traces of blood were found on the shotgun hidden in the trailer as well. And that was Ricky Lee's blood, just to match everything together.
Sure.
They said that the human blood was found on the right sleeve of the windbreaker worn by him when he was arrested. Also said blood was on the upper stock of the shotgun, like we said. They said, though, the chemist couldn't identify the blood type found on the items or tell how fresh the blood was because it's 1986 and they don't really have DNA yet. So they said, you never know. The blood could have been up to a year old, so who knows?
Okay.
So they also said gunpowder residue was present on his right palm after he was arrested, but that only proved that he touched the gun after it discharged, is what the defense said. So, that doesn't mean he shot it. That just means he picked it up. It's his gun. Why wouldn't he pick it up? Right. Another expert said that the shotgun was in good working order and that pellets from the discharged shell were removed from the ceiling above the spot where Ricky was killed as well. So other witnesses here were a medical examiner. He said the shotgun was at shoulder level when it was fired based upon the wound pattern found during the autopsy. Debbie testifies.
What's she have to say?
She said that, he had threatened to kill us all before, said, I'll blow your brains out on the tape. We'll all three go together. He threatened to take my 12 gauge and blow my face to kingdom come, stuff like that. So she said that Ricky never said a word through this whole thing. He was just shot. She testifies that she lost the grip on the 12 gauge and she looked up in time to see, she said, to see Lonnie's legs straighten out like he stood up.
Oh, God.
The gun blast followed, and she said that Blair ended up falling across her legs onto the floor. And she said she never saw the trigger pulled. So on cross-examination here, the public defender implies that Debbie tried to make it appear she wanted to get back together with Lonnie. You were baiting him, weren't you? You were saying you wanted to get back together. He said that she conspired with Ricky to rob Lonnie of his belongings while he recovered from a traffic accident, and that she had asked Lonnie to come to her home that night because Ricky had hit her. She said none of that's true, and she said Blair never, ever hit me.
Okay.
So then they talked about how Blair was killed and who pulled the trigger. And, they also had them do reenactments. Everybody does reenactments, which is fun in court. Lonnie's going to testify on his own behalf.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'll explain it all. They'll get it once I get up there.
I'll tell you the real story.
I'll tell you the real story of what happened. He took the stand. He said that a call made by his wife prompted him to go to the trailer. He got there. He said that on the phone, Deborah was crying, wanted him to come because Blair had, quote, slapped the hell out of me. And he said, I told her, okay, honey, I'll be right there.
I'm on my way.
Okay, sweetie pie. Honey bunch, I'll be right there.
Dearie.
Dearie. He said he hurriedly drove to the trailer because, this is serious.
I believe that happened. Yeah.
He knocked on the door twice. No one answered. He looked in the window and saw Blair sleeping on the couch. And he said, quote, I was wondering what the hell he was doing there.
Sleeping, sir.
Yeah. He said he feared the worst for his wife, who thought that Blair had beaten her. So that's when he said he returned to his truck and pulled out, as he described it, his always loaded shotgun.
Oh, my God.
I have some I keep at home. This is my always loaded. Ready to go.
Are in the gun safe.
What good are they? He said he limped because he has a knee brace he's supposed to be wearing from that traffic accident, but he wasn't wearing it. So he limped to the back door, and he said it was opened by Debbie. He said he didn't see a scratch on her face and was confused. And he said, what's Ricky doing here? And he said that Debbie pushed him in the chest and said, I'll talk to you later. And tried to, slam the door. He said when Debbie saw the gun he held behind his back, she started screaming like a banshee.
Yeah.
And she screamed, Rick, get up, he's got a gun. Lonnie said at that point, they began tugging on the shotgun back and forth. His bad left knee gave out on him, he said, and they fell to the floor of the trailer and wrestled around. He said then he got on the floor and they did a reenactment with his lawyer's help, reenacting their positions. He said that Debbie was on her back when they struggled, not on her stomach, as she said. And she said that he said that his glass eye caused him to lose track of Ricky Lee. Of course he's got a glass eye. Why would this man have two eyes?
He's got one eye.
Jesus Christ. He said his glass eye caused him to lose track of Ricky Lee, who was moving toward him on his glass eye side, which You sneak up on my glass eye side, you're going to wind up with some holes in your chest. That's all I'm saying, boy. You know what I mean? Of course. Trailers, glass eyes, Ricky Lee.
One knee, one eye,
this
one
is
hand.
a mess.
Jesus God.
He said, quote, I know I'm in trouble this time, he said. I don't think Ricky Lee is coming to shake my hand after all.
No.
He's coming to attack me. He said that he feared for his life. And then he testified that Blair had threatened in the past to, quote, take care of him. So he was worried. So he said he gave the gun a quick jerk as Debbie's finger was on the trigger and the shotgun went off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He said then he dropped the gun on her stomach and put his hands to his ears due to the loud blast.
Right.
Oh, no.
Great.
Yeah.
It's going to make one of my ears deaf.
Oh, man. Now I'm going to have one eye and less ear. He said that Blair fell to the ground and then Debbie began, quote, scooting away.
Scooting.
Just a scooting.
Yeah.
He said that Debbie was still holding the gun, ran down the hallway. He said that Blair was gasping for breath. He said that his knee hurt real bad and there was tremendous noise in his head. His thoughts were, quote, he's dead, I've got to find Debbie. Quote, I've never seen anyone dead before in my life. So he limped down the hallway. And he said that Debbie was standing there crying, and he asked her, why? Why? He said he did not see her try to fire the weapon, as she testified she did too. He's like, she wouldn't shoot at me. He said, quote, she looked at me with contempt and said, I hate you. I always hated you. You good for nothing. And he trailed off. Like,
Yes.
SOB. He said, it should have been you instead of him, is what she said. She started laughing and said, it don't make any difference. I'll see you put away forever. It's his... He said, the rest of the night's only bits and pieces of what happened later at the trailer, and more has returned to his memory since the event. He said, that he read the police reports and depositions made by his ex-wife and the Andersons, and he said that he didn't have the knife in his hand when he entered the Andersons' home, as Jeannie Anderson, Mrs. Anderson, had said. He said that he remembered the fear in their eyes and how he stabbed Anderson to get away from a, quote, a strange man who wouldn't let me go.
Right.
You're in his living room.
Exactly.
You're not in the... That would make a lot of sense. I stabbed him because he was beating me and wouldn't let me go, trying to hit me with a beer bottle because we were, at Disneyland trying to ride the teacups. You're in his living room.
I was price checking on my phone in aisle 4 of Walmart.
You kicked his trailer door open. He said, we struggled. I must have stabbed him. He said there was a point at which he was the only person in the kitchen. He looked at the knife in his hand and wondered why it was there. What's going on? Why do I have a knife? Where am I? He said he ran to voices in the back of the home, kicked 3 times on a bedroom door, then ran to his truck. He said he didn't remember the sirens of police cars or any flashing red lights as they passed him entering the trailer court. Right. They said during cross-examination, they asked him, and you recall at the time of the discharge of the gun that you heard that Debbie's hand was on the trigger? And he said, yes, sir. That's right. And he said that she's had custody of the kids, and she also received a car and a truck and the Cameron home and property in the divorce order.
Oh.
What the fuck was he doing? Christ, he must have been an asshole.
She really rocked it.
Yeah. They then asked if Debbie, or the prosecutor asked Lonnie if he would have gained possession of the house if he had shot and killed his wife. And he said, quote, the house isn't worth Debbie's life. I love her.
Okay.
Verdict comes in. Guilty as balls, I believe is what they said. Guilty, 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 guilty. During sentencing, Lonnie's parents tried to speak up for him.
Really?
His mother, Janet, said she came with transcripts that she contends show that the county medical examiner changed the angle of the gunshot wound between the preliminary hearing and the trial. She said, quote, it looks to me like Lonnie was set up.
Janet. Janet.
Oh, Janet. Lonnie, on the other hand, stood calmly before the judge. Anything you'd like to say? And he said, quote, sir, I did not kill him.
Okay.
And the judge says, you, sir,
well, they found
fuck off.
Uh-huh.
And he sentences him to, 30 years for the shooting of Ricky Lee, 15 years for stabbing Robert Anderson, who lived next door, and 8 years for breaking into the trailer.
Okay.
Now, concurrent or consecutive. His attorney asked them to be run concurrently, which means it would be 30 years then. Right. But the judge said he considered the crime separate acts.
53 years.
He said running it concurrently would by its action imply the stabbing of Anderson and breaking into the trailer were not serious crimes. He does give him credit for 363 days spent in county jail so far.
Only 52 years and 2 days to go.
So, there you go. Good luck, Lonnie, with your limp. His limp gets worse. April 9th, 1987, which, by the way, is like 1 day short of a year to the day of when this happened. He's in prison, and he suffers a broken back after a fall in prison. Yeah. He fell at about 10 p.m. in the recreation room. He fell from a chair while standing on it to change the channel of the TV set. That sounds like somebody shoved him off it.
Quote-unquote fall.
Yep. He suffered a broken spine. He was admitted to the hospital and is under guard at the time. 8080 appeals the whole thing, saying that his defender advised him not to cooperate during a mental exam prior to the trial. He also said his defense attorney failed to get into the trial testimony that indicated that he was a subject of a murder conspiracy. Because he said, there's a conspiracy against me. They set me up. He wanted the defense attorney to say that the dead person and his ex-wife, and probably the Andersons too, were all conspiring against him in a big setup.
In cahoots to get me thrown in prison forever.
And his appeal is that his lawyer wouldn't do that.
Yeah, because it didn't happen.
Because it's very stupid. And he wants a new trial. That's ridiculous here. And they say, fuck you. Hell no. Back to prison with you, dickhead. This is ridiculous here. I don't think so. So, yes, that, everybody, is
He's still
Cameron.
there, or did he die there?
I couldn't find any death of him, so who knows where he is. He could be dead.
It's dead.
Yeah, he was 35 then. That was almost 40 years ago, so he'd be like 70. He seems to be accident-prone and probably not very healthy, so...
He broke his own back, for Christ's sake.
That's what I'm trying to change a channel. So
he's missing an eye.
I don't know. He's got one eye, a limp. He's got all sorts of problems. If you enjoy that episode, let us know. Let the world know. Get it on whatever app you're on. Give us 5 stars. It really does help drive the show up the charts, so you'll be doing us a big favor, and it's free. So get into that. ShutUpAndGiveMeMurder.com is the website where you get all of everything. Your merch there. Tickets to live shows. Chicago, August the 12th. Hey. Get your asses in there. Let's make it. It's going to be our biggest show ever, we hope. It's up to you guys if you want to make it our biggest show ever. It will be. So we hope so. Get in there. Also for sale, we got Dallas, Charlotte, Atlanta, D.C., Philly. There's some tickets left for all of those. A lot of other ones sold out. Boston in late November is already sold out. So
unbelievable.
It's crazy. So thank you guys for doing all of that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, you want to do Patreon. Patreon.com/Crime in Sports is where you get all of your bonus material. Anybody who's $5 or above, you're going to get access to everything. The whole back catalog of bonus material, 200 or so episodes, and new ones every other week, including this week, where for Crime in Sports, we're going to talk about Disco Demolition Night. Hey, think it's a good idea to load up a shitload of records and 8 tracks in 1979 in center field of a fucking baseball stadium in between a doubleheader and blow them up? That's going to work, right? Hell no. You're going to have riots and fires, and we'll talk about that. And we'll also talk about Sherry Papini, who is the California woman who kidnapped herself. We're still trying to figure out why. We don't understand it. So we'll talk all about her and what the hell happened there. That is patreon.com/crime and sports. Follow us on social media at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Murder Small on Twitter, at Small Town Pod on Facebook. Get in there, do that. You also get a shout out at the end of the main show if you're a patron. So do that. Keep coming out and seeing us and hanging out. Also, you definitely want to keep an eye out for Your Stupid Opinions, which is coming very soon. And that'll be out on Monday mornings. We're very excited for that. And we're excited for everything. So thank you for what you're doing for us. Thank you so much. We will be back next week. Always, goddammit. That is... Until next week, everybody. It's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.